Good morning, students. You're welcome to the online teaching of Regina Baptist Model Secondary School by Nature. My name is Ifekanyi Olachike, your father math teacher. The topic we have today is vector and cross product of vector in 3 dimensions. Specific objectives. By the end of this class, you'll be able to 1. Express cross product as a formal determinant. Number 2. Solve calculations in cross product of vector in 3 dimensions. So we'll go over to cross product of vector in 3 dimensions. The cross product of 2 vectors A and B is defined only in 3-dimensional space and is noted by A times B. The cross product can be expressed as the formal determinant. Please pay attention here, because if we have A times B, we express it as a formal determinant, which is also applicable in matrix. You can see this in matrix, determinant of matrix, whereby you have IJK, and here is plus, here is minus, here is plus. So we have plus, minus, plus. Then if you have A1, A2, A3, then B1, B2, A3. Then how can you determine this determinant? This determinant can be computed using cofactor expansion. So you now say A times B equals to, you have, come over here, you have the first one is plus I, you write it plus I, then draw this line of I, then draw the row of I and the column of I. Look at the row of I. This is the row of I, then this is the column of I. Then what is now remaining is what? A2, A3, B2, B3. So that is what you see here. We have plus I, this is plus I. After drawing column of I and row of I, we now have A2, B3, look at it. Then A3, B2. A2 will multiply B3, while A3 will multiply B2. Then we'll go back to the second one. The second one is minus J. So you also draw the row of J. Look at the row of J. Then you draw the column of J. If you draw it, you have what? A1, B1. Look at it, A1, B1. Then you have A3, B3. Then A1 will multiply B3, while A3 will multiply what? B1. Then we'll go back to plus K. Look at plus K. Draw the row of plus K. Look at it. If you draw the row, it's out. Draw the column of plus K, then it's out. You are now left with A1, B1. Look at it here. Then A2, B2. Look at it here. Then you now cross multiply. You cross multiply. A1 will multiply B2. Then A2 will multiply B1. Then after that, you now go over to plus I. Plus I is I. Then bracket, you now put the normal bracket. A2 times B3 to give us A2 B3 minus A3 times B2 to give us A3 B2. Then minus J, put the normal bracket. A1 times B3 to give us A1 B3 minus A3 times B1 to give us A3 B1. Then plus K, you put the normal bracket. A1 times B2 to give us A1 B2 minus A2 times B1 to give us A2 B1. So we'll go back to calculation. It says, number 1, if vector A equals to 2, 1, minus 1, and vector B equals to minus 3, 4, 1. Find vector A times vector B. Then II vector B times vector A. We go back to the first one. The first one is vector A times vector B. We use the normal determinant, just the way we did here. The same procedure. Draw the determinant, then write plus, minus, plus, then write IJK, just the same way we did here. You put the normal vector, this means vector, then vector. Then we go back to the first one. The first one is plus I. You write it equals to plus I, look at it, plus I, that is vector I. Then put the determinant, then draw the column, look at it, draw the column, row of, this is row of I. Rule it out. Then rule also the column of I out. If you rule 2 of them out, you are now left with 1, 4, and minus 1, and 1. Look at it, 1, 4, minus 1, 1. Then 1 will multiply 1. Look at it, if you cross multiply, minus 1 will multiply what? 4. Then after that, you go back to the second one, which is minus J. Minus vector J. Look at it, minus vector J. You did the same thing. Draw the row of minus J, then draw also the column of J. You are now left with 2 and minus 3, then minus 1 and 1. Then after that, you have plus K. You write it plus vector K. You also draw the row. Look at the row of K. then draw the column of k. If you draw it, you'll now be left with 2 and minus 3, then 1 and 4. Look at it here. Then if you cross multiply, 2 will be multiplied. Look at it, we start from the first one. This is plus I is I. Then you put the number bracket, 1 times 1 to give us, look at it, 1. Then minus 1 times 4. Look at it here. Then here we have minus j. You write it. Then 2 times 1 minus 1 times minus 3. Look at it here. Then plus k. You put the number bracket, 2 times 4. Look at it here. Then minus 1 times minus 3. So we now have I, that's the first one. 1 times 1 is 1. Minus 1 times 4 is minus 4. Then minus j. Then we have 2 times 1 is 2. Minus 1 times minus 3, we have 3. Then plus k. We have 2 times 4, 8, plus, look at it, minus 1 times minus 3 to give us plus 3. So we now have I, vector I bracket, this is 1 minus times minus to give us plus, so 1 plus 4, that will give us 5. Then we now have minus j, 2 minus bracket 3 to give us 2 minus 3, plus k, then 8 plus 3. So we have the final answer, we now have vector I bracket 5 minus vector j bracket minus 1 plus vector k bracket 11. You now open the bracket, I times 5, that will give us 5I plus, look at it, minus j times minus 1 to give us plus j. Then plus k times 11 to give us plus 11k. So this is the final answer for A times B. We'll now go over to B times A. Remember, the same procedure. But the only thing there is that in A times B, you first of all wrote what I wrote here is the determinants, the elements of A. That's what I first of all wrote here before writing the elements of B. But here it says B times A. So you first write the elements of B before writing the elements of A. So look at it. The elements of B will now come up. Look at it here. Why the elements of A will now go down? Because B is multiplying A. The same procedure, you write ijk plus minus plus. So you now consider the elements, look at it, consider the row and column of what? I. Look at the column of row of I, then look at the row of column of I. This is column of I, this is row of I. Rule it out. You now be left with 4, 1 and 1 minus 1. That's what we have here. Then after that, you go over to minus j. Look at minus j. Consider the column, this is the column, consider the row, rule it out, you now be left with minus 3 and 2, then minus 1 and minus 1. Then you go back to plus k, consider the column, this is the column, then consider the row, rule it out, you now have minus 3, 2, then 4 and 1. That's what you have here. So you cross multiply, 4 will multiply minus 1, then 1 will times 1. Minus 3 will multiply minus 1, then 1 will times 2. Then minus 3 will times 1 here, 4 will times 2. So if we do it like that, plus I is I. Then bracket, use the normal bracket. 4 times minus 1, look at it here. Then minus 1 times 1. Look at it here. Take note. Then we have minus j, that's vector j, minus 3 times minus 1, then minus 1 times 2. Then here plus k, bracket, minus 3 times 1, then minus 4 times 2. So we now have minus I, bracket, minus 4 minus 1, then minus j, bracket 3 minus 2, plus k, bracket minus 3 minus 8. So we have minus vector I, bracket minus 5, minus vector j, bracket 1, then plus vector k, bracket minus 11. You open the bracket to give you minus 5i, minus j, minus 11k, and that's the answer. So take your assignment. The assignment says, if vector A equals to 4, 2 minus 2, and vector B equals to minus 6, 8, 2, find I, vector A times vector B, I, vector B times vector A. So this is where I will stop. Remember to read your books, do my assignment, stay safe, and remain blessed. Thank you.